Saifuddin, woman prophet, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Ha 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 ha. You commented about my thread about Muhammad's authority on woman's menstruation. Did Muhammad or Allah really need to teach women on that? Exclamation mark. Women have that since Eve. Okay. This is from my bell 75, and this is a direct comment, a response to an earlier comment in a different video, where it started here. Right? I hope you are aware of this and recalibrate. Muhammad is an authority on women's menses. Scandalous indeed. So this scandalous in there. Which why? Revert Muslim woman must read below. Okay, we will read, but I'm just putting the context first, and then we will see what is in the hadith. But the context is, he says that, oh, Muhammad is an authority on woman menses or menstrual cycle. That is scandalous. To which I ask, care to share why you see it as scandalous for a prophet of God to teach about women's menses? Is it that you believe a woman prophet should be sent to teach about women's issue? So this is because I'm trying to think husnul zon, right? I'm trying to think what is the best possible reason why he think that it is scandalous for a prophet of God to teach women about their issues, right? This is prophet of God that is sent by God to teach mankind, man and woman, to live life appropriately, right, in accordance to God's guidance, right? So the prophet should have the teachings for man and woman, be that it's the same thing or it is special and specific for each. Hence, why is it scandalous from my perspective for a prophet to be teaching about women's issue? That's why I asked, because he said a woman, what's the word? Expert, is it? Authority on women menses. And I said, is it because he's a man and you are expecting a woman should be teaching, hence you need a woman prophet, or what, right? To which, going back to the latest reply, he said, did Muhammad or Allah need to teach? Okay, so the issue here is, if this is the statement, right, is that God do not need to teach about menstruation, because women have been having this ever since, right? That doesn't mean that they have to deal with it in accordance to God's guidance all this while, right? Because is there any teaching about marriage? Because if you say that marriage have been from Adam and Eve, so why do God need to teach? I'm not sure if in Christianity there's no teaching about marriage, because in Islam there's teaching about marriage. How? What is the procedure? Do and don'ts, right? So you see also that God do not need to teach about marriage. People have been married ever since Adam and Eve. Is that's not valid, right? Because there are many things that people have done in their life with regard to things that is ever since, but the way they do it might not be in accordance to the proper guidance. Hence, the guidance is needed. Similarly with this issue. That's simple enough to understand, right? So let's go to what is the guidance and see if there is any issue, because the whole what is copy paste here is more of to show that Muhammad SAW is saying something about women's menses, and he says that that is an issue in itself, not what is being taught, but why Muhammad say about women's menses in the first place, right? And why God need to teach about this in the first place. Okay, so let's go to the teaching. I hope we resolve the issue, but let's take benefit, or if you have never heard of it, if you are non-Muslim and you have never, okay, what did Muhammad say about women's menses? Okay, I don't mind to go into this, but hopefully you understand the context. His objection to this, what's the logic behind it? Okay. Sahih Bukhari, narrated Aisha. One of the wives of Allah's messenger joined him in i'tikaf, and she noticed blood and yellowish discharge from her private part, and put a dish under her when she prayed. Okay, so this is to protect from, if you understand, place of worship, the masjid, right? I'tikaf, okay. I'tikaf here is meaning that you are performing your ibadah, your worship in masjid, right? So that is understood. I'tikaf is understood to be that. So when she, meaning Aisha, noticed blood, she put a dish. I'm not sure what is a dish, but I think something, right? Under her when she prayed. So this is to protect. So what's the problem is this? To protect from what, staining the place of worship. Okay. And then one of the mothers of the faithful believers, i.e. the wives of Prophet, did i'tikaf while she was having bleed in between her period. So this is about okay, this is different. I think this all the sequence of hadith was relating to this specific issue, right? So this is to show that they did i'tikaf while on their period. Okay, so these are teaching, right? Because Muslim women want to know, is it okay for me to make worship during this time in that place? Is there any way that I should consider, etc., right? So these are the teachings. None of us had more than a single garment, and we used to have our menses while wearing it. Whenever it got soiled with blood of menses, we used to apply saliva to blood spot and rub off. Okay, so this is how to clean up the clothes, and you can see that they are not the wives. Is this a continuation? Because if it's direct continuation, the mothers of the believers are not rich, lavish with many clothes, etc., right? So we only have single garment. Okay, we were forbidden to mourn for a dead person for more than 3 days, except in the case of a husband for whom mourning was allowed for 4 months and 10 days. During that time, we are not allowed to put kohl, antimony, eye power in our eyes. What is kohl? Or to use perfume, or to put in colored clothes, except the dress made of asr. We are allowed to wear like perfume at the time. Okay, this is in the time of iddah, I believe, right? Where that is the period where they are not because all of this is not to make a situation where attraction happen, right? Because they are in the period where we can say mourning. They lost their husband, and it's not really the time for anyone else to be attracted with them and propose to marriage, etc., right? There's that time. So that's just some background. A woman asked Prophet about the bath which is taken after finishing from menses, right? So this is in Islam. We have all the fiqh or jurisprudence in terms of how you do specific action of worship. For example, the 5 daily prayer, the 5 daily salah, right? So there are ways to do it, and there are time to do it. And one discussion about the time is for a woman that is in their menstrual cycle, having her period, it is not compulsory, and in fact they shouldn't do the daily prayers during that time. And then once that period is finished, it becomes obligatory once again to have that 5 daily salah or 5 daily prayers, but they have to ghusl, wash themselves first in a very specific manner, right? This happened with for men, for example, after this is man and wife, husband and wife, if they have sexual intercourse, you have to do the same thing. For men, if he for whatever reason have ejaculation, he have to do the same thing. For woman, after her period, she have to do the same thing. Basically, that washing before now you are clean to do the act of worship, the salah, right? So this is how. Purify yourself with a piece of cloth scented with musk. The woman asked, how shall I purify myself with it? He said, Subhanallah, purify yourself with it. I pulled her to myself and said, rub the place soiled with blood with it, right? So this show the akhlaq of the Prophet Muhammad SAW. He have to give the teaching, right? He said, okay, you can clean it up or purify it using piece of cloth with scented, right? And the woman, innocent woman, just said, how exactly how? And Prophet Muhammad SAW, his akhlaq, he wouldn't say something explicit in a certain thing, right? So he said, Subhanallah, purify yourself with it, meaning you should understand it already. And this is because this is from Aisha, is it? One of the wife, right? She pulled her and said, no, this is how you do it, meaning woman to woman, right? Okay. An Ansari woman asked Prophet SAW how to take a bath after finishing the menses. Okay, this is the same, right? Take a piece of, okay, this is the same. The Prophet SAW felt shy and turned his face, so I put her. Okay, so this is two different narration where one, Prophet Muhammad SAW replied, Subhanallah, purify yourself. You should understand. And another one, Prophet Muhammad SAW, when asked exact similar question, he felt shy and faced away, and then the wife of Prophet actually told technically what that means, right? So is there any issue with this? What meaning, okay, going back to what he said earlier, he said women have that since Eve. Yes, women have their menstrual cycle period since Eve, but how to deal with it, especially in relating to specific act of worship, for example, how to clean yourself before you can now perform the salah. Is there any way that women can understand that they need to do that if the Prophet do not teach that, right? Because the way you ask is, do Muhammad or Allah really need to teach women on that? Yeah, so I don't know. Perhaps maybe I come from, I grew up in a Muslim environment, so we have a lot of this jurisprudence and fiqh, because we are really want to follow the guidance to the every minute aspect, right? So, and we are being guided in that way. So that's why maybe I do not understand the perspective of those who come from a totally different, where you are not really guided, you just believe and everything is okay. Hence, why is so much guidance? This is a problem. Why so much guidance? You need to be guided in this way. I'm not sure if that is the fundamental core issue here, where we see the world in totally different way, where we love being guided, we want guidance, and you see guidance is not. Why should God guide us? We are okay. I mean, if that is the case, I'm not sure. Feel free to comment. Thank you for watching. See you next time.